Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
Sister, you can stop the shit show whenever you please. I share with you maybe pieces of the experience that I've had over the last 10 days. So I'm actually putting this out as a bonus episode because, well, kind of bonus episode. This is a little bit out of order of things because my podcast production guy is still doing a little bit more work for me, and then I'm going to take back to doing this on my own again. There was an episode that was missing from when I sent him, and I already deleted it, and so I'm like, oh, fuck me. But let's talk about the previous 10 days. So I have been on holidays. Had been in Ontario in a teeny town called Bayfield, which is on Lake Huron, one of the Great Lakes. And it's an area where my family, my grandmother actually had a cottage growing up as kids. And so, you know, it's been like a really special place. We hadn't been back there since our oldest boy was a baby. And so we went up to... Like, the biggest piece of that was Ed needed to go see his dad. He hasn't seen his dad for 9 years. His dad was never a good father, not really a good man. He kind of did his best, and that really was his best. And so his dad is not doing well, significant dementia. Like, it was hard. He didn't even know who Ed was. Maybe for a split second, but it was just, it was difficult. So he's like, I need to go see him because this might be the last time. He's 86, 87. Physically too, his health is not good, not good. And I need to go see my parents, who I lost a year and a half ago, and severe dementia, like same kind of thing. You know, it's interesting when I have other friends. A lot of our friends are much younger than us, and they've got these really like active parents in their 60s, and my dad is 82 almost. My mom will be 79. No, it actually just turned 79. And, they've never been in the best of health, but when you now throw, dementia into the picture, like everything just starts to slide, because even though they're in a home where they're kind of, sort of cared for, go down for meals, and like literally my mom's not even outside. And so, it was very, very stressful. It was very stressful. And then we had them up at the cottage. My brother went and picked them up and then brought them. It's about an hour and a half from where they live in Waterloo. Some other family visit, which was great. And then the boys were just like insane. It's probably definitely the most stressful trip we've ever had with the kids. And it involves some family stuff as well too, and that created a lot of friction with us, and like it literally was just like a shit show. So then we're coming back and we're like, okay, we're going back home. Thank God. I want to get back to my bed. I want to, just get back to some kind of routine and stuff. And we have about a 3-hour drive to get from Bayfield to Toronto. We're flying out of Pearson Airport. And Kai, who, now there's been some, kind of treats and stuff like that too within the last week, and just being off of routine and that too, right? And Kai's little tummy's a little upset. He's like, my tummy hurts. And we're like, okay, buddy, let's get some more water for you and stuff. And then when we get to Toronto, because it can be a 3-hour drive, or it could be a 5-hour drive. I don't know if you're familiar with Toronto, big ass city. Traffic patterns are just all over the place, make no sense. And so we had to make sure we allowed some extra time. We had to go to the cottage by 10 a.m. We're like, well, let's just drive. If we get there at a decent time, we'll just stop at a mall and we can walk around with the kids and grab some lunch and whatever. So we did that. And as soon as Ed opens up the door to get Kai out of the back seat, he throws up all over himself and all over Ed. And in the rental car. We're like, fuck me. At this mall that we don't really know that's getting this, we're like in this area where we drove around parking for like 15 minutes until we finally, which actually makes me think too, if we would have actually found parking, he would have barfed at least in the mall and not hopefully on Ed and in the rental car, but that's how it went down. So we're searching to find, I don't know if you have kids, but the barf thing in vehicles, it's brutal. And then if you're actually in a place where you don't even have any cleaning supplies, like you literally don't even have like paper towels and stuff, it was just, yeah. So we get that all cleaned up. We go to Chapters, which is like a really big bookstore, kind of like how the Barnes & Nobles used to be. I think they're gone now in the States, but like Barnes & Nobles. And And then I'm almost like thinking like, oh my God, I'm going to be sick now. Like I'm really, really shaky. We haven't any kind of like food. It's just, everything's just, the stress has just been like intense. And so I kind of managed to like, move my way through that. Then we don't stop for lunch because now we got a sick kid. We don't know if he's going to like barf again. So we're like, all right. And Ed's super upset, like understandably. He's just been thrown up on. Have you had that experience before? It's not fun. And, when it's a child especially too, like, it's not their fault, but it's kind of one of those things too. A lot of times when kids barf, they feel great. They're like, oh, like everything was fine after that. So everybody's all cleaned up, kind of, sort of, change of clothes, kind of, sort of. And then we get back in the car. We're like, you know what? Fuck this. Let's go to the airport. Like, this is just, like, the day is not going well here, right? So then we get to the airport, flight delay, kids are crazy again, trying to get some food. Kai's hungry, and so I'm like, oh, little dude. So I'm trying to get him, like, just, I don't know, like, salty stuff, like, nothing that I'm thinking is going to really upset him. I get him, like a juice, like a smoothie. He seems okay with that. And then we finally got on the plane, 90-minute flight delay, gate change, like, far gate change. You know those ones where you got to walk like 15 minutes to get to the next gate? Except imagine with little tired kids, one who's just thrown up. And then we get on the plane, and about an hour in, Kai starts throwing up again. And we're like, oh my God, now it's on the plane. Like the fucking... So then we finally get home, and then kids are fighting when we get there, and it's just, yeah. We get there, get the kids kind of tucked in. It's late. I'm just unpacking stuff because I'm so wired from traveling and everything that's happened. I'm like, well, at least I'm going to unpack the suitcases. Like, I just don't want to have to wake up to this, right? I shower. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to go. I know I bought some kombucha. It's in the fridge. My stomach's feeling a little bit upset. It's like, if you know what kombucha is, it's like a fermented tea. It's kind of fizzy. It's actually the ones I love. It actually tastes like ginger ale. Like, it tastes great. Ginger ale lemonade. And I'm like, let me just get some of that in my system just to kind of settle, because I've had very little food, or like Pringles on the plane, like just shit food, right? And bars. And I go take one out of the fridge, and I'm like, that's weird. It's really warm. And then my brain registers, and I'm like, oh my God. I open up the fridge. I'm like, the fridge is turned off. I don't know why. It just decided to stop working. I open up the bottom. It's like wet, like where the ice was. Like, it's just... The little ice container is just basically water. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what the hell? And it's just like, and then woke up the next morning, and it's like, it just continued. Pick up my dogs, I get a parking ticket. Kids are fighting again. I'm like bawling in the basement going like, what the like, I just literally cannot handle any more of this. Kids fighting, like I'm fucking done. I'm tapping out. So why am I sharing all this? If now you're like, oh my God, Karen, like I'm stressed out with you sharing all this stuff. Like insanity, like just absolute insanity. And I'm sharing all this with you because I realized, so even like I go pick up my dogs and I'm like, I'm thinking I'm in a better mood. Like I've gotten out for a walk kind of thing. And then it just like it started again. And I could feel myself slip back to this place of negativity. Like again, like I was just saying, like, fuck me. Like this stuff keeps happening. Like, blah, 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 blah. It just grew and festered into this like rage inside of me. Number one, rage. And you know, that kind of rage, ever like angry tears where you're just so frustrated and tired and like, like I've seen, you know, my boys will do that at times, right? Where it's a release, right? It's a release of emotion, and that's a good thing. But I realized that, okay, like I'm feeling better the next morning, like it's a little bit better, trying to get like a loaner fridge, calling the landlord, trying to fix it on her own, like all this kind of stuff. I pick up my dogs, my dog Lola, who was like hobbling. She's 13 and a half. She's an older dog, large breed dog. I don't know if you know much about dogs, but large breed dogs, the average lifespan is about 10 years. So for her 13 and a half, that's like, it's like someone living into their 90s, you know? But she wasn't able to walk on one of her legs. Like she's literally just like, she's in pain. Like, I don't know what's going on. But it was 2 days before we left, and I had her in boarding, and I'm like, we can't not go. So I'm thinking, man, I'm going to have to like bring her to the vet when we get back. Like, maybe I have to put my dog down, like my old Lola girl. And I'd gotten these new supplements, these joint supplements. I'm like, so let's just kind of try this kind of thing. When I pick her up, it's like, she's like a brand new dog. I literally could not believe it. She's like walking, she's running around. I'm like, oh my God, those supplements are amazing. And so then I go and I put the dogs in the back of the car. I'm like, this is so great. Text my husband, I'm like, Lola's walking, like she's great. I look up on the windshield, there's a parking ticket. I'm like, are you fucking... And then I kind of spun back to that place again. I share this with you, sister, because there will always be shit that happens. Kids will barf on you. You will get parking tickets. Things will not go according to plan. You will have stress and things happen that you cannot imagine, that you did not anticipate, that you did not ask for, that you did not want. And it is up to you to change the way that you begin to respond to these things. That you literally, I put this as in the coaching program that I run, which is called The Sisterhood, about like, it literally came down to like, I got that parking ticket. So I go to the car, grab it, put it, I'm like, all right, I have to pay the parking ticket. I clearly parked in the loading zone, but I've parked here a million times before. There's never been a problem. Like, I didn't understand. And anyways, I'm exhausted and all the insanity. I'm like, all right, nothing I can do, right? And I literally said out loud, I said, stop. Stop. Stop to myself. Stop to the universe or God. Like, stop. I am not going to go down this path any longer. Stop. And even when I get a text from our babysitter 15 minutes after that happened. Oh my God, Karen, I'm so sorry. I just found out my grandfather passed away. Like, I know that I'm committed to you to come to watch the boys tonight. I know you've had a crazy, like, last 8, 9, 10 days. Like I will honor that and be there with you. But if there's any way, because my dad and I are trying to catch the ferry to go into Vancouver to be with my grandmother, and like, it was really sudden, and I'm like, Scarlett, of course you can go home. Like, don't even think about it. Because in that moment when I said, okay, I'm like, my husband needed date night, like nobody's business. We need adult time. I need alcohol right now. Like, we need to have time together. We've been fighting a lot, which is not a normal thing. It's also been a week and a half since we had date night. There's no sitters where we've been and all the family stress, and like, we need this. And I went, you know what? Who else can help? I'm like, let me connect with a friend of mine who's watched her kids before. His 2 kids around the same age as our boys. They play together, and she very, very thankfully, graciously came over to watch the kids, and it was great. Ed and I had a wonderful date night, and it changed everything. Now, I'm not saying that I have the control to stop things that are going to happen in your world. If you just say stop, suddenly shit will stop. What I'm telling you is that the way that I begin to see things became more clear. I could feel myself like just spinning out of control. Not a common thing for me to feel, certainly not for that period of time. But yep, kept making the decision, kept doing this, kept getting mad, kept, And I could have continued, and that would have been spinning into today, because here we are now Monday, we got in Friday night. Like, it could have kept going on and on and on and on. But literally, it was that, like, just stop. Stop. Take a breath, Karen. Have some perspective. And just stop the insanity that was fucking going on and that I just was creating. Like, it really became like I was sabotaging and creating all this drama in my life. Couldn't change what happened in the past. My parents not doing well. Ed's dad is not doing well. Like, kids barfing, kids fighting. We were fighting. I'm like, I can't change that. What I can change is right now in this moment, what is my attitude about things? How am I seeing? How am I choosing to show up in the world? And that's it. And it literally can be that, sister, where you just go, you know what? Stop. Just stop. So here's your more tip for today. I just want you to open up your journal and simply write what you heard for you in this story, because we have all had experiences. Maybe this has been you for the last 10 days too, the last 10 hours, the last 10 years. No reason to judge yourself. Don't feel guilty. Don't blame yourself. None of this shame, none of that. But what are you hearing for you? And journal this. What are you hearing for you in this story, in this experience? And the second piece is what do you plan to do with this now? See, I often have shared that insight's great, but if you don't do anything with it, it's a waste. It's like having the keys to knowing what's going to actually shift something in your life, the path, the way to go, and you go, yeah, I'm just going to stay right here. But yet, there's that path for you, and it's like, but this path, it's laid out for you, it's right here, and you're like, nah, I think I'm good where I am. I don't think I'm going to walk it. There's literally, neon lights going, take this way, walk this way, we're good, take this path, and you're like, I think I'm good. I'm just going to stay right here. So don't do that. Don't be that sister. What are you going to do with this insight, this information, this revelation that you've had as a result of hearing this story today? So sister, finishing up, one thing I'm going to have you do. You need to make sure that you subscribe to the Women Wanting More newsletter. There are 3 amazing video trainings I'm going to send you that will help you with this work. This is free, my gift to you. I'm going to send you my More for Action Guide, which is really how to start your day in a place of power, and a PDF worksheet with that. And in addition, you're going to hear the firsthand news of my book that's coming out in the fall. No working title yet. There's a lot of things that I've written, but you will be the first to know about it, and we'll get first dibs, and there'll be kind of a special thing, a pre-launch that'll be just for you being part of the Women Wanting More newsletter and tribe. So head over right now to drkarenosborn.com/action guide. So that's drkarenosborn.com/action guide. If you receive the show notes, which if you do, you already get the newsletter. So let me instead say the show notes on this episode, you can just click on the I if you're listening on your iPhone. That'll bring it up. You're going to see the link to actually subscribe to the newsletter. Just click on it and it'll take you right in. Enter in your email. And I'll get you hooked up on that today, sister. So I will talk to the next episode. A life of more is just one step away from, yes, you doing the fucking work, and to just simply stop the way that you're moving if you want a different way. And have some clarity and some intentionality about your life. Every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosborn.com/newsletter.